So inquiring minds want to know. There's a Wayback Machine reference for you. Are you guys getting sick of this? Just me floundering around, rambling on, and running my pie hole, not showing a whole lot of knife making, showing too much knife making, talking too much, not talking too much. You gotta let me know, because I really don't know. I don't really care if this is I'll have to define this. I don't really care if this YouTube channel is a big success or anything like that. I mean, everybody wants whatever they do to be a success, but mainly the reason I'm doing this is to connect with you guys and to get my stuff out there more. So with those goals, that's really hard for me to say. With those goals in mind, is this so far a success, or is this something that I should quit doing? Is this something that I need to modify, do something more of, do something less of? Let me know. I'd appreciate it. Okay, so today, my friends, we're going to do, we already did heat treat, so I do finish grinds. Finish grinds are where it all, that's where the rubber meets the road, as they say. It's where it all comes down to whether it's going to be a success or a failure. For the most part, I can still fail big time in the handle department, but if I get one finished, I get the finish grinds on it, and I screw up the handle, I can at least bust that handle off and start over for the most of the time. But if I screw up on the finish grinds, it's over. These are the 01 right here, these darker colored ones. They go through the oil quench, so there's a little bit darker color to them. And then this is the 154 CM. You can tell the difference in the color. This is lighter gray. All right, so I touched on this a little bit in another video. My plans for the channel. I should probably just do it and not even really care. No offense, not care about you guys, but just like not care what I upload, because it's free. And also, looking back on my old videos that I did, I've been on YouTube for 15 years. I did like 15 years ago. They're a catalog of my life. Not my whole life, of course, but my life in the woods and my life knife making, and that's kind of cool. And so maybe that's what I just ought to do here, is just have a catalog of the stuff I like. And to hell with the views, and who cares? And honestly, I wouldn't care, except for, and I'll be completely honest with you, except for the business. I want to do this as long as I can. I love this job. And any way I can ensure, or try to ensure, that longevity, then I want to do it legally, of course. And so YouTube and social media is a part of that. But with the algorithms and everything, and how stuff is pushed and promoted, it is difficult to get your name out there, to be seen. And you have to be seen in order to sell what you make. People won't buy it if they don't know it exists. So that is part of it. That is part of course, I probably wouldn't even do these things if it wasn't for that, for the business. I could talk to you guys at, whatever, meets or through email or, texting, whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Here's what I'm trying to say. I think the best results come from just doing what is fun. I know that's shallow sounding, but I really think that if you do what's fun, at the very least, at the very end of it all, you had fun. If you're not hurting anyone else, at least you enjoyed what you did, whether it's a success or not, whether this, gets me my stuff seen or keeps me in business longer, is the goal. But the journey, I want it to be worthwhile, the journey, I know that sounds freaking wishy-washy. I don't know, what's the word? Emo? I don't know. I'm just saying, I think the journey has to be fun in order for the payoff to be worth it. So I'm just gonna have fun. Okay, this is the part where I put in some earbuds and just listen to some music and do some grinding. I'll catch you guys on the flip side and show you what they look like if I don't destroy them all. Forgot I can't do that. You guys got my phone. Well, I guess I'll video a little bit of it, of me grinding. Is that even anything you all want to see, just me grinding? Is it even anything you want to see, just me talk? I don't know if it's that entertaining. Whatever. So they say you're supposed to build a brand by, creating a mystique or a dream-like, kind of like nostalgia, or like, something this unattainable, really, sort of dream, I guess. Like that's what a lot of the marketers say. Like you're selling a vision instead of a product. That's why you see all the the drug commercials with a beautiful woman and a handsome guy on the beach playing, volleyball and laughing and having a great time, and then talks about, bleeding out your butthole is one of the side effects of the drug. They don't want you to listen to that. They want you to look at this life that you could have if you take this drug. So anyway, that's what they tell you. So I guess I'm building a myth brand on a moronic hillbilly who screws up a lot of stuff. Do not take business. What is that word I'm looking for? Do not take business advice from me. Okay, now on to sharpening. And I was going to try to explain this, but I'm not a wordsmith, so I really don't know how. But I wanted to show you these two different knives. One is this Marauder and one is this Dog Face. This one has a narrower blade, so it's, try not to bang these up. It's narrower this way, up and down, than this blade is. It's stubbier and it's like taller. And whenever you have that on a varied grind, you're gonna have a sharper edge at the widest point. You're gonna have a sharper edge at the widest point anyway, because remember I told you the belt, hopefully I didn't take that out of the video. Sometimes I do. The belt hits the I guess you say the top, how do you say that? The belt hits the edge that sticks up the most first. So the belt is, I don't need to re-explain that, I guess, if I put it in the other video. If I didn't put it in the other video, this won't make any sense to you at all. So it's gonna pull more material off in the wider spots than it is the narrower spots. That's the whole point of the varied grind. So this is where your slicing sort of part of the grind comes in, and this is where your tougher part of the grind comes in. So for, batoning and stuff, this area right in here is gonna be tougher than this area out here. I don't know, hope that makes sense. Okay, sharpening, this is where kind of I decide how much the knife is gonna need on the secondary. Like I left this one pretty thin, and this one's I'm gonna put a pretty decent sized secondary edge on this one, because this is a longer knife and it's not made for chopping, but that doesn't mean someone's not gonna go out and do that. You can't control what people are gonna do, because a lot of times people just don't know, or they don't know. So I'm gonna put a little bit of a steeper secondary edge on this because this is 01, and 01 is not a chopping steel. So I'm gonna put a little bit of steeper grind on it just to help it if someone does get stupid and goes out and starts whacking on stuff. This is not a chopping knife. Even though at the length is the chopping knife, the steel and the grind dictate that it's not. All right, before I get this air assault too sharp to where it's gonna kill me, if I screw up, drop it or whatever, I'm gonna put the serrations in it, and I'll show you how I do that. I got it. That's why I'm looking down here, because I got it all chucked up and ready to roll. All right, here's how I do her. Take a Dremel tool and one of these little cone-shaped bits, stone bits. I have no idea what they're called. I could tell you, but honestly, I'm too lazy to dig down and look for it. There's a package down there. Anyway, you can find that Dremel bit pretty easy, I'm sure. This is what I use, and I just go by eye. And I go right beside that one and just keep on going down the line. M3 Marauder. M5 Z-Seer Medium. M6 Dragon. M15 Air Assault. M20 Dogface. Big belly.